anytime you can talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, you've got to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. If it's not someone's most anticipated movie of the year, they're at least probably looking forward to it if they're watching this type of channel. I cannot wait for Deadpool and Wolverine personally. And, there is that question in the air of like, is it going to live up to our expectations? Is it going to do well? It's the only Marvel movie that comes out this year. Deadpool in the MCU, bringing Hugh Jackman back. What are we going to get with this thing? And if the new rumors are true, we're going to get something that Marvel is very happy with, because the new rumor that is out there right now, this comes to us from Deadline, is saying that the Deadpool and Wolverine director is Marvel's top pick to bring in to Avengers 5. This comes to us from Deadline, not Deadpool. It comes to us from Deadline, saying, as Deadpool and Wolverine tracks huge ahead of its July 26th release and looms as a summer box office savior, we can reveal that director Shawn Levy is the top choice and is having early conversations to direct another Marvel Studios pick, the next Avengers movie. Deadline hears that Levy has been given the latest script by Michael Waldron, though sources add that he has not given an answer on whether he will take the job, and the studio is still planning to meet with other directors while they wait on a decision from him. And that comes to us from Deadline. So, couple things come to mind when I hear this, when I hear Shawn Levy coming in here, because we had not Peyton Reed, who was the director that was gonna do Kane Dynasty originally. I can't remember what his name was, but yeah,
the last one that they were talking about was the dude that did Multiverse of Madness. Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah. There was rumors of Sam Raimi coming in. I never was really into the Sam Raimi rumors. I didn't think Sam Raimi would be the pick, but there was maybe it was Michael Waldron himself. I can't remember, but someone was gonna direct Avengers, and then they dropped off after everything with Kang happened. I don't think they're doing Kang Dynasty anymore. I really don't. I think they're doing a completely new thing. And I think Shawn Levy coming in kind of indicates they're probably doing something a little bit new, a little bit different. Probably going to be tying in with the TVA, since we see some TVA in Deadpool and Wolverine. What this also kind of tells me is Marvel is satisfied, beyond satisfied, probably, with how Deadpool and Wolverine has turned out. If they are looking at what this guy did and they're bringing him on to do Avengers, I mean, that is a huge pay up. That's a huge upgrade from Deadpool to Avengers. So I will tell you, I bet you he worked with multiple people. I bet you there's plenty of characters in Deadpool and Wolverine that he was able to balance and play with. That's what this is kind of indicating to me, because it's the same with the Russo brothers. When Joe and Anthony Russo did Winter Soldier, they were then brought on to do Civil War, which was kind of like Avengers 2.5. They had a whole new set of characters to play with. They balanced them incredibly well. All of a sudden, they're on the next Avengers movie. I think the same thing's happening with Shawn Levy. I think there's probably, with all the multiverse stuff going on in Deadpool and Wolverine, with all the cameos that we are suspecting they're going to use. There was also a new rumor the other day that came out saying that Avengers 5 is going to have like 60 plus characters in it. Which if it's true, that's a lot of budget. And if it's true, you're going to be pulling people from the multiverse. It's going to be happening. You're going to be seeing a lot of people from previous Marvel projects popping up in Avengers. And who better to get than a guy who, seemingly killed it in Deadpool and Wolverine, balanced the characters well. So this gives me a lot of faith in Shawn Levy's direction for Deadpool and Wolverine. It gives me a lot of faith in Deadpool and Wolverine in general. And if Deadpool and Wolverine turns out as well as we think it's going to do, and it's fun, and people eat it up like we suspect they will, I'm all for this. I think Shawn Levy could do a really, really good job with Avengers if, like the article says, he chooses to take the job. Ace, what do you think of this? What do you think of Shawn Levy coming on, potentially doing the next Avengers movie? And do you think there's any indications of how Deadpool and Wolverine has turned out based on this potential hiring?
Yeah. I'm excited for this. If you look at Shawn Levy's resume, he works well with Ryan Reynolds, free guy. So why not continue that? Real Steel is one of my favorite movies. I don't know if you've seen that.
With Hugh Jackman.
With Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Another guy he works well with. I didn't even think about that. But that's one of my favorite movies. Why him is funny. So I like his body of work. As far as like the example that you made with the Russo brothers, the Russo started with Winter Soldier. That was their first movie.
Yeah.
They were responsible for arguably 4 of a lot of people's top 5s. That's how they got their introduction. So it could be the same thing here with Shawn Levy. You give him 2 guys that he's already worked well with, and Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and he can handle the multiverse, handle all these different characters, because the way the Russos were able to handle all the characters in Civil War, it didn't feel like one character was left out of the fold. Every character got their due. And I think of it as much like, because, I have my sports channel and stuff like that, my sports content. You need a leader of men to be able to really control these actors. There's a lot of egos out there with these actors. So you need a director that can hold on to that and say, I'm in charge, lead by example. And I think Shawn Levy, if he's able to pull off Deadpool, obviously nothing is set in stone, but if Deadpool is a hit that a lot of us think it's going to be, we might be clamoring for Levy to be the next director of the Avengers movies, which, like you said, might be, maybe we get Secret War Part 1 and 2 now that they're going against Kang Dynasty. But we're going to see. It bodes well. I'm excited for it. And the fact that Marvel just has faith in him to do this should give him a lot of confidence that he could pull it off. So I'm excited for it. I am really, really excited for this.
Yeah, me too, man. And like I said, like you said too, they've seen the movie. They've seen the job he does. If the movie didn't turn out well, they wouldn't tell us personally. They wouldn't go out in a public statement saying, we didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine. We didn't like how it turned out. But if they didn't like how it turned out, they wouldn't be looking to hire this guy.
He wasn't getting another shot. If you failed at that, he wasn't getting another shot. Yeah. Especially with the resumes of other guys they were looking at. Like Raimi has a resume. Raimi's worked with on superhero movies before as well.
And he's very close with Kevin Feige. Like, they're really good friends.
So you would think that would be the easy one. So the fact that they're doing this and they're giving him the shot bodes that they have confidence in it. And then, like, he's got a little bit of experience with the superheroes with Free Guy, how they had that one scene with Captain America. Chris Evans was in it too.
Chris Evans, that's right. Yes.
So Chris Evans was in there too. So he's familiar with the Disney properties, is what I should say. So a lot of times it's more like, okay, we're familiar with this guy. We're comfortable with him. We love his body of work. Maybe he can pull it off. And of course, because of how well they think Deadpool is going to be, I'm all for it. If it's successful, give him a shot. I'm right there with you. But there have been a lot of great, this is the thing. Marvel has had great directors all throughout. Raimi, Ryan Coogler's one of my favorite ones, who directed both of the Black Panthers. Watts is good. Peyton Reed was also in the mix for that. He did the first Ant-Man's.
Yeah.
Obviously Whedon as well. The Russos would be to be honest, if I'm gonna be honest, the Russos would be my first choice. It's just because they haven't made a movie that missed. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. None of those movies missed. So I would love for them to come back on, but if you're not going to go that, so to have all these different top-notch directors that they already trust, and they're going to push Shawn Levy to their forefront, should give him the utmost confidence that he's the guy to get it done.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I didn't know it was possible, but it just makes me even more excited to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't think that was possible, but hey, it sounds like it turned out great. Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video this clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.